Gab has now filed a lawsuit against Google for their removal of their app from Google's Play Store. They have also been recently called a hate speech app after Google had designated them in violation of their hate speech policies. This has caught on through their detractors on social media who insist that it is a white supremacist app. And by the way, the man who founded Gab is Asian. Their claim is that because many of their users hold alt-right or white nationalist perspectives, that this means that this is the perspective held by people from that company. Classic guilt by association. From the Medium article, link is below by the way, according to Gab's attorney, Mark Randazza, Google's conduct is a straightforward violation of the antitrust laws. Google Play and Android have monopoly power in the App Store market, and Google's apps, YouTube and Google Plus, compete directly against Gab. Google's intimate partnership with Twitter, which also competes against Gab, makes Google's control of all Android apps available through the Play Store a serious restraint of trade issue. Regardless of Google's pretextual justification for removing Gab, the effect is that they use their monopoly power in the App Store to block an upstart competitor in the social media app market, to the detriment of millions of consumers who value free speech. Twitter, YouTube, Reddit, Facebook, and all of those other sites also have these same people with the same ideas. Does that mean that they're also a white supremacist app? The difference between Gab and these other companies, or at least the major difference, is the length they're willing to go to censor ideas that are deemed harmful by whoever's in charge, be it a sensitive and fragile person or a computer AI. I support alt-tech, and all of these companies that are starting up to represent the values that consumers appreciate, with Alphabet, Google's parent company, and Apple having a stranglehold on the tech industry, it is important to introduce competition as soon as possible, as competition will drive innovation and economic evolution. I have Gab, but I have not used it but once or twice. Much like YouTube and Twitter, that is where the people are, and if you want to participate in social media, there has to be enough people there to make it social. Gab is still also a little clunky on mobile, but I like the idea of a free speech Twitter. I'm also aware that their web hosting service forced them to take down a post a week or more ago, but to my knowledge, Gab has already began to look for a different domain. Just through the firing of one employee over at Google because he had an incorrect assumption about gender, an assumption that women and men are biologically different, Google has created a new wave of relevance for companies that would have likely never succeeded or even caught the public's eye otherwise. Vid.me, BitChute, Minds, Dailymotion, and others, and of course everyone's favorite Pornhub, have all grown to become a legitimate competitor with the Goliath that is Google. Pale Moon, Mozilla, Opera, and even Microsoft Edge are all becoming more popular by each day as more and more people are trusting Google less and less. They could have kept their monopoly, and everyone was happy to allow them the luxury of no competition because their business practices and their products were good enough to stand on their own. It was not until there began this strange witch hunt against people who think differently that people decided it was time to make a stand against them. And look, I don't want to see Google and YouTube fail, at least not entirely. In fact, I want competition to drive them to do better, to listen to more people, and to bring them the things that they want. I know this sounds simple and straightforward, but I can't imagine anyone demanded YouTube heroes. Like with many things in the past, I just wanted to enjoy the platform without the shenanigans. I want my subscription feed to come through intact without having some videos not show up. I want my suggestions section to actually match what I watch without having a third party procure content for me that they think is more appropriate. I want videos to remain open, not limited, and existing to bring discussion at all times. And I'm even against people being able to manually shut down the comment section. As much as they say that YouTube comment sections are cancer, they are still worth looking at when watching a video so that there can be a bit of context to the discussion being had regarding the video. It's also important to have responses to the claims being made in said video. I want for videos and content creators to not have to worry about having their videos and channels arbitrarily taken down with clear and spelled out rules. So we all want the same thing. We all want to use a platform to communicate with that does not show preferential treatment based on political affiliation, for lack of a better term. The more ethical Google, YouTube, Apple, Twitter, Facebook, and others act, the more people will begin to trust them again. Their hubris through lack of challenge has made them arrogant, seemingly beyond repair. I hope Gab wins, not just for the platform to improve, but because Google needs to lose a little in order for them to be winners again.